Hey, everybody, welcome back to EXORT Series 13. I'm your caster, Iceman, and we are here fighting for our share of $10,000 here at EXORT Series 13. And we're going to bring you to the next match, which is between Northern Lights and Basement Boys. And with that being said, we'll hop into the map bans and we're going to take a look at what we're going to be getting rid of here today. So, starting off, we're getting rid of some Mirage and Nuke. So, our scrappy Mirage and our technical noob. We're going to head to Anubis and Ancient, both of our A maps, and then no Train, no Inferno. And if we do happen to have to go to a final map, that means we're going to be heading to Dust 2. So, Ancient Anubis first, then Ancient, and then Dust 2. So, Northern Lights get the first pick, and they get to start off on the CT side. Basement Boys wanted to start on the T side. And here we go. We're going to hop into the pistol round here, and we're going to see what they have for us here today. So I'm excited. Hope you're excited. We're here every single day at EXORT Series 13, bringing you everybody's fight for that $10,000 prize pool. So heading towards that A site, but the bomb did back out. That being said, they're going to vacate that A site and head towards the B site. Only Snow and Dobbs left here to have to clutch. As the players go to rotate, that's going to be Levantino here to take him out. It's only going to be one player left here in Snow, having to clutch it, but he's got two players that are outside of B main that he's going to have to find. So if he makes a bit of noise, even if he gets that first player, it's a lot to find. He's probably going to get traded out. That's going to be Bambush there to take him out. Bambush and Boys managed to get the first pistol round there. Taking away the pistol round from the Northern Lights pick here. All right. We're going to head to this conversion round here. Looks like Northern Lights are going to try to get pretty much stay in their default setup here. Force up. MP9's up close can definitely be dangerous. Frankly speaking, 5-7 up close didn't do much here. Basement Boys are just making mincemeat of Northern Lights here. And one person left here is Dobbs, here to pick out MP9. Probably not much he can do. He just got found out. Gets a kill, but finished off here by Pole Bandana. Making a little bit of money with that XM, per se. All right, so just some upgraded pistols here for Northern Lights. Not too much, hopefully, should be done here. Most likely going to be a 3-0 start for Basement Boys. House managed to get himself a blind headshot there with the USP. You go a little bit from Frank there, but not much he can get going. All right, 3-0 start coming in from the Basement Boys. Now we're going to get some guns out for Northern Lights. Now we're going to go ahead and get the big guns out. Snow's going to get himself the off. Full build to util and everybody. For the most part. We're going to go ahead and see what we've got here on Anubis. Let's see if Northern Lights have a chance to come back and fight their way back into this series. Woo! Full rush onto mid there, taking out Frank, and he's down and out for the count here. Still yet to get a frag on this map. Walking through mid, Leon's about to meet his fate here. There's a player on the other side of that smoke there inside the camera. And right now, Basement Boys are just absolutely destroying that in Northern Lights. And once that smoke goes away, yeah, that's Levantino there. As the last player, Snow's gonna have to run away for his life, but he's trapped between a rock and a hard place. He's inside the lion's den. He is surrounded there. I doubt he's gonna be able to get away with that op there. He's about to get found out. They know he's here. There he goes. Snow goes down without really much of a fight, much resistance, gets a couple shots off, but not much he can do from there. Now, with that being said, here it's going to be another half buy here coming out from Northern Lights. So 4-0 start for Basement Boys. They're pretty much on fire. And Men's manages to eat a grenade. Half his health is literally gone. And A is being guarded by one particular player. Leon chooses to drop back, which is all right. The attack's going to be coming in here. Leon's at least good for one with the 5-7, but quickly being cleaned up here. Trouble's going to have some mid fights here. Not necessarily saying he's in trouble, but he's got two players here that he's going to have to deal with. Good transfer. Snow's able to pick up an AK here. Is he going to save it or is he going to try to go for it? At least taking one player down. The bomb's about to go down here in this A site. And smoked off from camera. No kid in play. There's no reason to go for it. And that's going to be Snow at least collecting himself a couple of kills and walking away with an AK. So, I mean, I would call that a win. Nothing else. All right, this could be a 5-0 start, and Basement Boys are officially on fire now. And we've got Trouble sitting at a 9-2 right now, and Bambosh is still yet to die. And we've also got on the opposite side from Northern Lights, we've got a Frank who is yet to get a frag. I mean, right now in total, 5 rounds in, we have 4, 7, 8 frags total. 5 rounds in, so definitely Basement Boys have the better looking strat right now. Looks like they are very comfortable on Anubis. But Snow's got the all back out again. Missed shot from the op. Is he going to get a separate opportunity? But he keeps getting flashed off. So unfortunately, that's not going to be a good position for him. And a sort of weak A side right now, but there is a player coming in from mid, and these two players are going to have a lot of work to do to have to hold this A side, and it goes down with Frank only getting 1 kill. Don't burn. Be careful. We've got a camera smoked off. Bomb's going to be going down right next to the pie. And camera's going to get smoked off again. 2 players inside mid. One's going to try to come in from heaven. It's a lot of angles to have to cover. Flash coming in. The retake is not looking very successful at the moment. Trades are coming in left and right from the Basement Boys. And Snow, all he's got to do is just be able to get a couple of kills here. But the Basement Boys, they were positioned very well. So even if that trade came in, there's no way they'd be expecting another player to come in from camera there. A great hold coming out from Basement Boys. And the next question is, Miss Molly. Question is, at what point are Northern Lights going to get their first round? But, woo, Frank trying to get a little sneaky there, but unfortunately, just did not have his crosshair in the right place. He had his gun up, just didn't have his crosshair in the right place. Looks like Frank got his first kill last round. That was it, just one. He needed probably more than one in that situation. Man, old bandana there's just ready for that A main push. It's all left up to Snow in this 5-7. What is he supposed to do here? There's barely any damage done to the basement boys. And the question and the bomb's gonna be making its way down canals, head towards B, get planted, and that is all she wrote. All right, well, Snow gets a kill, but that's it. Unable to really get it over the line there. We have a 7-0 start from the basement boys. I mean, at this point in time, like, do you even call a timeout? If you're Northern Lights, you stop the bleeding a little bit. All right. Well, Mine's over here is trying to do something, but he gets 2 kills, but that's about all he's good for. Molly for Platt. We got a 2v2. This is the best situation that Northern Lights have been in, and they do have a kid in play. Bomb is still yet to get planted. One more smoke for main. Question is, Frank, does he go through this and get traded in 2 kills? Most impactful round Frank's had was able to put the first round on the board for Northern Lights. Bomb's going to come in, get defused. And pushing through the smoke there, Frank gives his team a chance, gives them a lifeline. And if nothing else, at least holds them up above water as they're treading it. And throws them a piece of driftwood. But you're still not close to shore yet, so you still a lot of swimming to do in this situation. Mom is kind of leaning towards this A side here. And Trouble's got the op, and if Leon peeks out just too far. Flash coming in. Trouble's trying to watch for this position here. Oh, nice shot through the smoke, knowing there's a player there, knowing he can't go anywhere. They're still trying to hit this A site. The mid player's got to get active here. He's got to get active and get over here because they are smoked off. Nice shot from Ambush there. Ambush doing the ambushing, and Snow is on fire. He's got a triple kill right now. Finally gets taken down. Both players are coming in from Connector here. Might have potentially had a chance to spray transfer there, but no. And that is a good conversion for Northern Lights, able to pick up a second round and start stringing some stuff together. It's going to take a few more of those if you want to bankrupt Basement Boys, just because they had so many players alive for so many rounds that it almost seemed like it's going to take at least, I mean, a couple more rounds. If you can get 4, I mean, with the loss bonus, I mean, at this point, I think Basement Boys can buy back in almost every single round. right, so Paul Bandana getting himself the kill to get onto site. Ambush is a little bit low here, but opening things up. Both players are here, able to retake, and Leon does have a kit, so they do have one positive going for him. And post plan, we've got 2 players inside main and 1 inside of E-Box. It's gonna be really hard to clear, considering that the Northern Lights only have 2 flashes on them right now. All they've got 3 flashes technically. I guess he found himself a Molotov. Burns the player away, realizes that there's one there. And Pole Bandana continues his fragging ways. Still 2 more players to find. There is a kid, but Frank's just not able to get that defuse off. So that's going to be an 8th on the board for Basement Boys. And they are back to just being very dominant on this map, as Frank just heads for the hills and heads to the other side of the map. All right, so 2 more rounds of this half, and Northern Lights finally take their first time out here. Something I kind of mentioned a few rounds ago, but, you know, better late than never, I guess, if you ask me. It makes for at least the opportunity to make sure that you've got all your ducks in a row. But even after winning 2 in a row, Northern Lights still have a player in minds here who has to stick to an MP9. Still can't get an op on the field. And I didn't know that Snow transferred over to EU. And I'm kidding. I know that's not the pain Snow. So I'm having some fun with the fact that somebody else named themselves Snow. But some heavy canal presence here, pushing E-Box and getting a lot of information. So with that information gathered, they know that they have to be outside of B. But Pole Bandana is still getting kills, and so is Bambush. So with all of this information, Pole Bandana opens up the way for the team to pretty much head towards A. And Northern Lights had all the information, but yet at the same time, they had none of the information. Which is freaking crazy. All right, so the last round of the half here, full MP9 buy. This is what you call a Furia buy. But with that being said, usually you do a Furia buy on like round 3, not round 12. Damn it through the smoke. Everybody's just trying to get a kill. Mine's just slipped through the smoke and eventually just doesn't see that he got executed in the back here. A lot of Molotovs, a lot of utility, but it's not. All it's doing is delaying the inevitable, but the bomb still has to get scooped back up. This bomb still has to go somewhere. At least there's an AK being picked back up. Leon finds himself a kill. Not entirely sure how, but he got himself a frag there. And now it makes Northern Lights wonder if they're going to head towards A. There is a player over here, but they have pretty much vacated that B site. You can take that bomb and head back towards the B site because nobody's on the B site. And if you get a little bit too adventurous, trying to go for that gun there, realize that Leon just lost his life, and Snow's got 26 HP. He's just going to have to catch him off guard. And bullet to the head ends the half, only because Snow was there. But again, if there's only a way they could read what was going on there, they absolutely sold that beast, that A. That A hit, and they could have easily taken that bomb towards me, but that's fine. 3 on the board on your CT side is workable. It's not great, but it's workable. All right, so we got the pistol round switching sides here. Ooh, Snow taking out Boombosh there. And Basement Boys are absolutely getting themselves wrecked here. And their domes rang, and Doolies aren't able to do much, and all 5 players of Northern Lights are left alive here. Very much proving this is a T-sided map. And if you're not good with your USPs, you're absolutely just going to get your dome wrecked, your brain rattled. 5 players left alive from Northern Lights is great because that just means everybody can get util, they can get all the rifles out. Only Frank is on an SMG, but shoot, throw him up front and let him just mow everybody down. Force Spy coming in from Basement Boys here, and we got a Nova up front. Oh, come on. Oh, didn't even get a chance to fire it off. Seventino's Nova just could not even get the trigger pulled. And in a post-plant situation, Trouble's going to try to save this scout, but I mean, he doesn't even have armor. So at this point, I guess you take it to the next round. You're not going to have much of a buy. Save your money, call it a day. All right, and with this pretty much non-existent buy here, oh, fired a shot off, but Mines is just a little bit quicker to the trigger. And that's a 5-7 from Boombosh. That's the only kill we're going to get in this round so far. Bomb's going to get planted A, and that is pretty much it for the round. So this is going to be a 9-6 half before the Basement Boys finally get there. There's a head. Oh, God, Mines. Oh, you could have lost your head there. Ursa didn't quite get his crosshair in the right place with that deagle. And Trouble's going to do his best simple impression with the scout, but sorry. Not much there for you left to be able to do. All right, now that we've finished the timeout here, we've got the op out on trouble, so hopefully they can start making a comeback. They can start getting themselves to double digits and not let Northern Lights come back too much. They haven't won a round yet on their CT side. After having a really amazing dominant T side, as I've said before, you have to win on both sides. You got to win on your defense and your offense. Even if you win a half 12-0, you still have to switch sides, and well, you don't want to get 12-0'd yourself, or you don't want to get 9-3'd yourself. Oh, Paul Bandana stuck in a really awkward spot there as he was reloading. The amount of time it took to reload, he lost his life. Levantino's coming in from the flank, so he's at least his position's being known. Getting flashed off there. Leon loses life there too. Nice flash coming in from CT, and absolutely perfect from Bambosh there. As a perfect retake comes in. Golly. The flank was perfect. The flashes are perfect. Loot scooping for everybody. They would make they'd make my friend Antho proud by just running around loot scooping while the person's sitting there defusing the bomb. All right, so now the base of boys have managed to get themselves to 10. Trying to take away the pick of Anubis away from Northern Lights. So Op is posted up here inside connector, and if Frank peeks out too far, he's going to meet an Op bullet. And a lot of heavy presence here inside of A main. Only that position. Choosing not to push forward, getting the information that there's at least a player here close by. Flashed off the angle. Snow's good for one, but Levantino's gonna get one back. Bob misses its mark, and they're trying to chase him down. There you go. Get a headshot onto Snow there. Mine's coming in from behind, but the bomb has been lost. The bomb is up top. It's on top of the scaffolding, so now they've got to go and get it. And that's a really hard place to go there. And a double kill out of Pole Bandana. That is 11 on the board for Basement Boys. Now, that being said, 11 on the board for Basement Boys. They've got a lot of work to do to come back, but these Tech 9s, they can be dangerous. Don't let them get too much ground. Don't let them get too far into your sight. And the goal of Northern Lights is just to get a bomb plant down, but they have chosen not to do that yet. Levantino's here. He's going to see this player on plat in just a second. Got to get the spray down. Oh my god, that was disgustingly ugly. And now everyone's going to be able to pick guns up. They still have yet to put the bomb down. Why have they not? They're so scared there's going to be that Bambosh is here. Took so long to get that bomb down. Ooh, nice. Switch to the op. Doesn't know he's switched to the op yet. Taking a lot of damage to Snow, and he still has yet to get the bomb down. It's just been out in the open. Why would he be coming from that angle? Oh, nice shot from Snow. That was pretty much his only option was to pick up the op in that situation, especially after he got hurt a lot. The Northern Lights, by the skin of their teeth, managed to another round on the board. So 11-7, but Trouble's able to afford an op again, and now they know where Snow's op is at. Oh, ding from Airson here. And that is the bomb. No, that's not the bomb. That's just your opper out. That's Trouble getting active as well. And this is looking like potentially a 12. Nice spam through the smoke there. Bambosh was able to figure out where the player was at. And they are suffocating Northern Lights out of this round. There's nothing left for them to do other than just die and accept their fate and go into this match point with 5 chances left to take us to overtime. And Basement Boys are looking to close this out in a very solid, comforting fashion. All right, so Northern Lights have a little bit of fight left in them there. They know there's a player inside the smoke here. Now we have a pistol battle here, and Frank wins out the pistol battle. Pistol battle. English, hard, tripping over my own words. And Levantino is the only one left for his team here. He's probably going to save. He's a good gun to save and potentially have the comeback on our hands here. Oh, no. Oh, okay. All right. Poor Dobbs. You go for this? You have a kid. I don't think he was expecting Leon to be so close. I know he was looking for info, but I was like, caught him off guard a little bit there. All right, 4-on-4 here. 12-8 score line. Northern Lights are trying their damnedest to try to post some more rounds up here. Leon is going to get caught off, but Arison's finally going to finish baiting his teammate. I mean, I know he's sitting in the pillar. He's trying to sit in a wrap position with the MP9, but again, he still baited his teammate nonetheless. It's fine. Nobody's mad at you. As long as you get the map win, that's all that matters. Bomb is still in possession of Northern Lights, trying to poke into this B side. The only person left is Airson. The Basement Boys are starting to investigate. They are starting to move around the map and try to figure out where Northern Lights are at. And once they start closing this gap, they're going to realize that it has to be B. Why is Airson leaving the B site? Dude, all your players have come through. They've cleared everything. Airson, go back. You got a player coming from CT, one coming in from E box, and one in A main, or one in B main. This should be a Basement Boys retake. Should. It's all up to Airson here. The player who was on the B side, who left the B side, who's now come back to the B side without a kit. He has a smoke in play. He could just smoke the bomb and he could defuse. It's going to be a 10-second defuse. He's got to find the bomb. He's got to sit on it. He's not sitting on it. He's waiting for the player. And he does not have enough time. There's no kit in play. Unfortunately, Airson, you had the opportunity to stop this whole thing. You left. And you let your team have to fight another chance and have to come back. But it's fine. You saved an AK. Congratulations. All right, so 12 to 7 to 12 to 8 to 12 to 9. Here we go. Nice way to stop the missed smoke that apparently didn't actually land where I think it was supposed to land. Oh, Levantino just wasn't ready for that smoke push there. Right on the other side. Paul Bandana is going to find his way into a really awkward position there. Eventually he's going to poke his head up. Ooh, does get a kill in the snow. Through the box there, it's making it really awkward. They know he's there. Trouble gets out of the way. Picks up a deagle. Gets a shot on the Leon there. This round is getting really, really uncomfortable. Around that was just upgraded pistols. Trouble's just walking around with his knife out. And around that should not have been going in any particular direction towards the Basement Boys. Bomb's going to head towards B. It's going to get planted here shortly. Gun's going to get picked up, and now the question is, do you actually go for this? You know they're going to head towards B. The bomb's just now getting down. The time is in your favor. You have an AWP on Pole Bandana and an AK on Airson. You just don't have a kit. So at this point, it's just, can you find the players? Can you bait them out? Is Northern Lights going to overstep and look for information, or are they just going to play the patient game? And half the bombs tick down. You're not finding any of the players, so at this point, you just have to go. Fight. Oh, no. Nice headshot onto Dobbs, but, I mean, that's about it. Again, another round where it's been pretty much one person left alive, but Northern Lights are coming out on top. And the 5-round gap the Basement Boys had is now turned into a 2-round gap. But that was a round where they didn't have much invested. They had Airson on the rifle, which is the only rifle that came in, and like I think 1 or 2 upgraded pistols. They made it work. And Trouble's able to bring the AWP over into this round without having to reinvest it back in. So it just kind of means everybody can get rifles and reinvest back in. It's not a problem. I'm not sure if that smoke was meant for that cubby position or if it was meant for mid. It's like there's 2 smokes there. Bomb is inside of A, and Bambosh is going to have a lot of work to do. He's being flashed off, but gets the first kills. At least good for 1. But Trouble needed to hit that shot. Now Levantino does not realize that mine's just slipped past him. Levantino needs to turn around. Somebody's just slipped past him. Oh, and he doesn't turn around. I was not ready for that play there. Now the AWP that you did have is now unretrievable. And in a world where Basement Boys had a 9-3 half, have managed to get themselves to 12, but have not been able to secure anything else after that. So this last round of play is going to be really disgusting. We cannot bring an AWP into play. They can drop M4s over, rebuy back up so that we can get as much utility as possible. Trouble's going to pick up a defuse kit, and Levantino's going to have to buy himself. It's at least going to be a competitive final round after they take a timeout, trying to figure out what the next option is. But Northern Lights have everything that they need. They all have full belts of utility. Op and play for snow. And Northern Lights take their final timeout of regulation to make sure that they are able to plug up any holes. Are they going to play passive? Are they going to play aggressive? Do you want to make a mistake? But everybody has M4s on their back. So, again, no op in play. There's no reason that Basement Boys can't pull this one over the line. Gonna run through that molly, get aggressive, flash in mid, and Northern Lights come out ahead. That 2-to-1 advantage. Tried to catch Basement Boys try to catch the Northern Lights off guard, but it does not work in their favor. And after that full aggression here, the map goes sort of similarly quiet. And you've got the Basement Boys really, really spread thin right now. It's all up to Levantino here to stop this play. He's going to walk through the smoke, potentially. He's just going to sit inside the smoke. Catch the Opera off guard, but Dobbs is there to pounce. And the bomb has been seen, so now it's going to draw all the Basement Boys over here. Trouble still has a kid on his back. And missed the timing on the E-Box players. As Northern Lights set up for util. Players are close by. The bomb's going to go down on side of default. And it did get stopped. So the bomb did get stopped. And Dobbs is low right now. This is getting really, really awkward for Northern Lights. They don't have the ability to just get into a post plant. And it's all up to Mines there, getting flashed. Perfect flash from Trouble to get himself out there. 13-10 Northern Lights. It was not pretty. There's nothing pretty about that particular map, especially with how dominant they were on their own T side, but they managed to get it over the line, which is all that matters. You get the map win. So 13-10 for Northern Lights or for Basement Boys. Sorry, God, I'm an idiot. For Basement Boys. And they take away the map pick of Northern Lights here on Anubis. So we're going to take a short break here at EXORT 13. My name is, I'm your caster, Iceman. We're going to head to Ancient when we come back, which is Basement Boys map pick. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back to EXORT Series 13. I'm your caster Iceman here at EXORT Series 13, where we are fighting for the $10,000 prize pool. And right now we've got Northern Lights and Basement Boys heading into map 2, which is going to be Ancient. So we just had an exciting Anubis where we ended up 13 to 11. And now we're going to be heading to Ancient so we can see who is going to take this map. And do Northern Lights have a chance to come back and set us to map 3, which is Dust 2? Or is this going to be finished off in a 2-0 fashion by Basement Boys here on Ancient? So pistol round is coming into play, and we're going to be having Northern Lights on their map. We're going to be having Northern Lights picking the CT side, and it's going to throw Basement Boys on the T side, or Northern Lights on the T. Basement Boys on the CT side. So T side typically favoring this sort of meta right now. Northern Lights getting a chance to be on the attack first, and Bambush is back to his ways of firing things off. Pretty sure the Basement Boys are, I think it's flipped around. Yeah, I think we need to flip it around, Range, if you can hear me. And Leventina doing his best Antho impression there, if he's still listening. Smoke for the bomb, seeing that they're going to try to hop on it. Trouble through the smoke gets everybody down. And that is going to be a round for the Basement Boys. All right, here we go. All right, so Basement Boys back to their winning ways. Getting a pistol round down there. All right, so CT side of Northern Lights is going to be tested here. So they're going to force in here, get some MP9s, 5.7s. Frank getting the opening kill there on Leventino. And Harrison down to pretty much 1 HP, technically 2. Harrison is stuck inside of cave right here, trying to do his best to get out alive without dying too much. Still able to get a kill on the snow there after being only at 2 HP. The bomb's going to make its way over to the A site. Just don't go through Red Room. And Harrison's stuck between a rock and a hard place. There is a player rotating over here from CT. They're going to have to deal with him. If they manage to deal with him... All right, so old Bandana there able to get himself a kill. Oh, Harrison. 2 HP and still manages to get himself a quad kill. Doesn't matter if he's at 100 or if he's at 2. Harrison with the quad kill there to put his team up to 2. And Northern Lights are relegated down to potentially upgraded pistols. Mines is going to save some money here. They're going to be able to afford an op in the next round, but this is going to be most likely a Basement Boys round. Again, most likely. They're going to double up inside a cave, and that's going to be a nice headshot. Followed up by Pole Bandana there. Everybody from Basement Boys is chiming in with a kill. Some damage was done, but Mines is going to be in a really tough spot here. Jumping around, everybody getting kills. Bambosh picking up a double there. Him and Pole Bandana have yet to die. And Dobbs is still yet to get a frag. But again, it's only 3 rounds in. It's fine. Everything's fine. His knife really says ha 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 ha. That's cute. All right, so the real round comes into play. Northern Lights are able to get their hands on some guns here. Mine's managed to pick up the op. Walking through the snow. Levantino's not ready for this one. Hopefully should get traded out here. Levantino found the kill there. Frank walked through the smoke. That was nice and sneaky there. Snow is able to find one, gets traded, and gets two. So now we've got a 2v2 situation here. Mine's missed op shot there. Switching to the op there. Misses a shot again. And Trouble's able to get away as he was absolutely in trouble. Fired off the shot. Levantino gets his head, takes the head off of Mines here. And Leon's in a really, really awkward spot. And now he's going to drop back to the safety of the site. Levantino takes another shot. Triple kill from Levantino, and everybody from the Basement Boys are picking up multi-frags after multi-frags. This is similar looking to how Anubis went on their T side. Where we had a, I want to say it was a 7-0 start if my memory serves me right. Harrison with the opening frag, a lot of presence towards mid. And the 5-7 is trying to do some damage here. Frank through the smoke. You got a pole bandana who's low as well. Oh my goodness, it's falling apart. Bomb's gonna go down this B side while guns are getting recovered. You've got a 3v2 retake, and one of your T players has an op. Another molly as they boost him up here. They're taking a really, really, really long time to go for this retake. Boost up to the smoke. Not sure that was the smartest play to repeat that. Oh, another missed shot there. There's just barely enough time for them to get onto the bomb. So Northern Lights get their first round on, or their first round on round 5. And after seeing the information, I'm not sure if that was the smartest thing for Levantino to go for. I think it was he was still alive. And because you had trouble there with him. But it's not always the funnest thing in the world to do. To have the op all by itself to be able to hold in a retake situation, but it's fine. Reinvested comes back in from Basement Boys. Northern Lights get to keep the op. And maybe this is the comeback that we were looking for. Mines is up close and personal inside the smoke. And everybody from Northern Lights is just going down. Mines finally gets found. Trouble's doing his best to get some kills back. Gets a double, but that's about all he can get. All right, so back-to-back rounds for Northern Lights. Puts Basement Boys in a really awkward financial situation here. They're still going to buy into it, but we're going to be down to Mac 10s, Tech 9s, and a bunch of AKs. All right, so what are the Basement Boys going to do now? Frank's getting himself some dark control here. And Basement Boys are going to try to poke and prod here on this A side. Even though the bomb is over on the B side, they're going to throw a lot of util here. That's going to hurt. Levantino taking a nice juicy nade. So is Leon as well. Ow. I need to start throwing a nade there for default. But we got an attack coming in on both sides, and now the CTs are pretty much, I would say, surrounded. They're kind of stuck. They know that there's players on the A side. The bomb's going down the B side. Ow. And I don't think Leon's expecting there to be another player here, so Levantino could have the potential chance to come back around, but he's gonna have to hurry. Be the linchpin of this whole thing here. It took so long. It took so long to activate and get onto site that like he couldn't be of any use. He sat there and walked, and I'm like, you need to join up with your team there. I mean, the plan worked. The plan did what it was supposed to do, but you have to kind of, you got to hurry up and get over there, or keep the CTs a little bit more distracted over there on the B site. You had the man advantage. You had this. You had him surrounded, and you let him through. But all right, so the bomb going down. Op was able to be saved. Smoke from main. Trouble's going to try to take a potential look here. Nade from main. Heavy presence inside of A main there, but there's no information able to get gathered just yet. And mine's not going to get clear from this cover position. He's going to get himself a double kill. Dink on a Leon. Snow goes down. Bomb is still yet to fall onto the site here. And Mines is on for the ace. He's got himself a triple kill right now, but he is kind of low. The bomb is still yet to go down, and nobody's going to peek this off. Mines is in a really, really awkward spot. And triple with the double kill. Still time on the clock. Bambosh has got to work himself around and help out. There's only a flash and a nade left. You've got a lot of players here inside of Donut. Nade almost would have been good enough to take some of the players down. Question is, how do you get this bomb down? You have a player inside of CT. He's not going to get found out just yet. And Trouble has himself a triple kill as well, but Frank finishes everybody off as mine goes down. I liked the idea. I liked what was going on there. They knew two players were inside of Cave, inside of Donut there. And so they're trying to draw the players out. And it sort of worked. The money's starting to slowly build for Northern Lights here, but Base One Boys are on a really awkward buy. Trouble can go for armor and a hero AK if you wanted to. That's $3,900. It leaves him with $900, and he wouldn't be that far off from the rest of his team. So he's going to buy the hero AK here during this timeout. Everyone's going to stick around the same-ish price range. So this will make for an interesting round. If you're going to give anybody the gun, yeah, Trouble's the one who had the money. Give it to him. Frank's sitting on 11 frags, and Trouble's got 5s or 10. So, I mean, it's not a bad play. And as fast as the round started, quickly ended because the A-side players, they're stuck having to save the guns. So there we go. You take out the B defense, save the guns that you have, reinvest back in the next round, and everybody from Base One Boys is able to pretty much win the round. All right, so it's a 5th on the board for Base One Boys. Bambosh, Pole Bandana, and Trouble pairing themselves up here. Making sure to keep these guns alive. Pole dies to the bomb. Doesn't matter. He's just going to buy back in. Guns are going to get dropped and reinvested back in. Everybody's going to get what they can. Saving 2 guns means you can drop 2 guns. And 2 M4 is getting dropped. Frank's going to get himself an MP9. And it's not the worst place to be in. You can still tie this thing back up again. And a round that Basin Boys shouldn't have won turns into a round that Northern Lights just kind of turned up over on its head. And now Levantino's stuck having to save. We have a competitive map, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's almost worth hunting, but at the same time, it's not. I mean, I know that Leon wants to go out and find some kills here. But the aggressiveness out of Northern Lights definitely was a net positive for them. If nothing else, send Frank out on a hunting mission. He's got the MP9. If he dies, that's fine. And he did find the player, got him down pretty low. And it means Levantino's now stuck. You want to kind of kill him after time. You have a general idea of where he's at. Now would not be a terrible time to push him. You have to know the damage was confirmed and done to him. And I just work here. Even throwing the nade. What was the point of throwing the nade? Oh, that's rough. You just lost $300. I mean, yeah, just buy a new one, but still, that's $300 you could have saved in the next round. That's all right. Just buy it back in. That's fine. You'll have it for the next round. All right. So 5-5 scoreline. 2 rounds left in this half. And we got a reinvestment coming back in from Basement Boys. And Leon's about to, take the head off of Bambosh there. Great start for Northern Lights, and primed and ready to take away this map pick. Northern Lights are pretty much ready to take away the map pick of Basement Boys. If they don't get a bomb plant down, only get 2 frags in that round. Meaning, this buy is going to be really disgusting. So we've got 2 AKs on the field, 2 Galils on the field, a MAC-10 choosing to get some utility, and... oh, missed jump because he got flashed. This is going to be a quick A hit. Frank with the opening frag, backing off. Harrison getting the 2 opening frags there, gets a dink onto Mines, finally gets taken down, but gets 2 kills for that effort after getting dinked. It's all up to Harrison here, and he can't finish it off, so that is going to be a 7-5 half for Northern Lights. Really looked like Basement Boys are kind of running away with it. They had the first 4 rounds, but then Northern Lights got the next ones. And yeah, just nice competitive half from them. I gotta say, that was a good half for Northern Lights. And especially on their CT side. And they can, now that they switched to the C side, they can very much run away with this very easily. And we could potentially be heading to a Dust 2, Map 3, but you can't just win on one side, you gotta win on both. Northern Lights are gonna take this a little slowly here. See if Basement Boys decide to get some information and push up. Heads are being taken off. Levantino and Trouble chiming in together for that. we've got Snow stuck inside of this smoke here. At least has access to the bomb. And he can go through Temple. Nobody's there. They're all on the other side of Elbow. I mean, now they're just wondering where he went. No. Should hopefully be seen here soon. Ah, nice try. Nice try. Alright, so Basement Boys, they pick up the pistol round. That's without getting a bomb down. Honestly surprised mines can still pick up a Leo. Alright, so Northern Lights are on the attacking side, and they're about to get their heads taken off here. That's just one. You're already down two men. Full bandana there takes the head off of mines. Snow's doing his best snow impression. And Pole Bandana with a multi-kill along with Airson here. Picking themselves up a 7th round to tie this game up 7-7. And Basement Boys are doing their best Northern Lights impression, trying to have a very solid competitive CT side. And then we've got a tied up scoreline here. And Basement Boys are choosing to get a lot of this mid control here. As the players walking up through Cat, mine just slipped on pass, and Airsense thinking that Cat is clear and is about to get himself taken out. Wondering how on earth he was able to get there, but Pole Bandana's only good for one. Franks manages to get one back, so it's only up to Frank here with the deagle. How much more can Frank do? They just run right past him. It's got to be the worst feeling in the world. You literally have the player not looking at you, and you can't kill him. That's a terrible feeling. So mine's taking a ton of damage, and so is Leon here, even though Levantino went down. And Dobbs and Leon are still low, so the health advantage definitely in the way of Basement Boys, but you have Trouble, who's literally on the other side, inside of T-spawn. Gets the kill on the Dobbs here, and the bomb has been dropped inside of Elbow here in mid. Oh, nice nade. Nice juicy nade. All that's left is Snow, not expecting there to be Pole Bandana. Everybody gets a bunch of kills there. That's a 9th on the board for Basement Boys. The kill spread has been pretty balanced out. Trouble's on 17. And on the opposite side, you've got Frank, who's on 17 as well. So Dobbs is, slacking behind a little bit in the frag department. But for the most part, I feel like everyone's doing a decent job. And even with... Oh, you see, Erson saw the shadow. His final bullet got there, and Trouble finishes it off there. So that's a nice little team ace coming out of Basement Boys. Everybody getting a kill there. Zeus energy. Frank, nice headshot onto Paul Bandana there. One of the people on Basement Boys who've been a little bit of a nuisance in this game right now so far. So you take out a heavy hitter, but you still have trouble left to try to find. Frank pushing through the smoke there. A lot of spam damage coming in. Everyone's trying to find those kills. And Bambosh is able to get himself out, and there's a player inside a donut who can stop this play from coming in, can find this other big box player. Oh, almost got seen there. But they know where he's at now, and there's a player inside mid. Oh, Leon, did he get seen? Erson's going to rotate her. I'm surprised that Leon didn't turn around to go back towards donut. This 2v4 has now been turned 2v2, and the bomb still get to go down. What are they doing? What is Northern Lights doing? It's taking so long to clear stuff out that they've allowed Bambosh to get a kill and allowed Erson to reposition himself inside donut and stay here this whole time. Okay, what is Erson doing? Why was Erson throwing a smoke out? I don't actually know what's going on there. You knew the players are A main. Why are you throwing that smoke out? Makes no sense at all. All right, so Northern Lights are on their T side, got their first round under their belt. They've got to do a lot of climbing if they want to get back into this game. Levantino's got a XM inside of Dark there, inside Jaguar. They could run into a very disgusting weapon right there. But Northern Lights are choosing to... Oh, nice shot. Choosing to head through Donut and head into this A site, but just still taking their time. right, so Basement Boys are going to go ahead and take a timeout here. And they don't have, I mean, Trouble's able to get himself onto an op. And now the discussion here has to be, do we want to fully invest or like invest around the op? Yeah, they're just gonna half buy and maybe invest around the op and hope that they can get keep the op, kind of play hot potato almost. But again, we got a situation where, it's just still got another situation where a really awkward kind of round, but Northern Lights are choosing not to give up just yet. Nice kill from Levantino and gets another shot off. So he's able to get almost 3 kills there with just starting off with a 5-7, and the execute onto this B side is going to be coming in right now. And so Bambosh has got a lot of work to do, but you got a Leon who's up front who's going to basically bait for his team. If he gets a kill, great. If not, he's going to be the kind of the spearhead here. Bambosh just peeks a little bit. Don't realize he's here. There's no way that they don't realize he's here. Gets the double kill. They're like, how on earth did he get to that point? They've got a dink on the snow. And that is a Basement Boys round that should not have happened under any capacity. There's no way that they just let... I mean, the fact that Bambosh was able to sit there on site, never once peeked, let his team just kind of get baited, and then he was able to slip around and get into that cubby position. Oh my God, if they could just look back and see what happened there, that was disgusting. That was absolutely just disgusting. And then he gets the headshot onto the player long range. There's no way that they thought he was there, and he turns around and is like, why is there a red dot on my screen? It has to be one of the situations there where you wonder how that happened. And it was only a half buy. It was a half buy with trouble keeping the op in from the last round. That's one of those moments that you're just, it's either genius or it's stupidity. Because you wonder if Bambosh sits there and baits his teammates out, that he could have potentially been impactful, but ultimately it turns around that he was impactful and that the play worked. It doesn't always work out that way, but in that instance, in that situation, it did work. Snow runs down Pole Bandana there. Harrison manages to get himself at least a trade back. Levantino, once the flash breaks. Oh, nice headshot onto Leon there. I'm gonna be honest, sometimes I struggle with that angle. That's gonna be match point for Basement Boys. They have absolutely ripped away this map for Northern Lights as they look like they were actually coming back in this game. Yeah, looking back at the feed there, and Bambosh is the one that just kind of sat there, allowed the players to kind of walk around and clear some stuff. Yeah, gets the kill onto both players that were low. It finishes that round off. I mean, this has been a map that looked like it should have been Northern Lights all day long, taking away the map pick. But again, this was the map pick of Basement Boys. Harrison gets a shot on the Leon, so now he's got to watch from the grave And you got 21 frags onto Frank, who's been just doing whatever he can to keep his team alive. And even Mines, he's only at 17. He's doing great. Mac 10 wins out the fight against an AK, not something you typically see. Wins out a second fight. What the heck is happening? Frank finally goes down. Frank's on 23 kills and got 2 of them with a Mac 10 against 2 AKs. That's not something you typically see. And Pole Bandana is now going to sit back and save and run away with his life. All right, so now we got a tech coming in for whatever reason. Somebody lost power. Somebody's mouse died. Somebody punched their monitor. Got to go get a new one. Threw their keyboard out the window. All right. So 12 to 10 scoreline here. Northern Lights are fighting back, not giving up just yet. Reinvestment from Basement Boys, and if they honestly... All right, nice kill from Harrison. I'll say if they lose this round, it's going to have to go all the rounds, but not of trouble is anything to say about it. He chimes in with a kill of his own. I mean, Harrison's the first person on Basement Boys to get to 20 frags, but everybody's really close. 20, 19, 17. And after being down 2 men, Northern Lights finally equalize it back and get one of their own, but it's still a 3v4. And the bomb is on the A site, stuck. And information's been seen that Leon somehow didn't fight. Harrison gets himself another frag, and we are down to one more person, and the bomb is stuck on the A site, and Snow has to kill 4 players. And he's just been seen, and that's it. So 13 to 10 for Basement Boys as they take this series 2-0 in this round 3 series here at EXORT Series 13. So now they're in the 2-1 record at the moment and dropping Northern Lights down to 1-2. So congratulations to Basement Boys for winning this particular best of 3 series. And we still have one more game left today to go before we finish up today's set of round 4 matches. Here at EXORT Series 13 and this Swiss series, it's it's first of 3. First of 3 wins or first of 3 losses. So congratulations. But here at EXORT Series 13, we are here every single day bringing you matches of Counter-Strike at some of the highest levels here. And everyone's fighting for $10,000 for their share of $10,000. So I'm your caster Iceman, always joined here by Range Rook, observer producer, who's always here taking care of us. And it's been an absolute pleasure being here with you guys today. So don't go anywhere. We have one more match for you today. And yeah, it's been a pleasure. We'll see you guys in a little bit. Take care.